I said it 3 years ago. Lamar Jackson was horrible, and everyone said this guy's a racist. He's a racist. I said it again today, and I got called a racist again. Suddenly in America, if you make fun of someone that's playing quarterback that's African American, you're considered a racist. In another big game in the season at home, Lamar Jackson, in a one-score game, 13-10, they're down at halftime. He shits the bed in the second half. He pooped his pants in the second. Oh, my God. He played so bad. And if you're looking at Lamar Jackson, you're the Baltimore Ravens, you're sitting there thinking to yourself, what the fuck do we do with this guy? I mean, how do we sign him knowing that this is what he gives us in big games? I mean, look at his playoff record. Every game they lost in the playoff was a direct result of his terrible play. He's 1-3 in the playoffs, and they got a good team. They got a good team. But when your quarterback shits the bed anytime he's challenged, like Lamar has, and if you look at the games they won this year, they beat Kansas City, they came back. Kansas City had that game won, they stopped playing. Well, suddenly that game don't look so important now, does it? Because Kansas City's horrible. They beat the winless Lions. It took a last-second field goal to beat them. And today they just came out here and got embarrassed, out-physicalized, out-muscled, and they had a 10 times better quarterback. They actually had a quarterback on the opposing team called Joseph Burrow. That's what happened. Lamar Jackson had to go get a quarterback, and he tried the run when it was too late. And guess what? Cincinnati was saying, you know what? We're going to make you beat us with your arm. And he couldn't do it. So if any GM out there, and I'm saying any GM because I have a feeling Baltimore's going to walk away from this kid after his contract's up, because I think they realize right now what the problem is. Any GM out there that gives this guy the money he wants or signs him is committing general manager suicide. Because I'm sorry, it's his fourth year and he still cannot throw a football with even average quarterbacks. I mean, he looked terrible throwing the football today. And when you don't listen, you pay a quarterback. Logan Wilson was right. You got a running back playing quarterback. The job of a quarterback is to be able to win a game when you're down. This guy can't. Oh, when he beat the Colts, he came back against the Chiefs. What happened today at home in the biggest game? He choked again. He shit the bed. You know what he did? He's like this. I was going to go lay down on my bed and show you, but I mean, he shit the bed. And I don't see any organization. If he's a free agent, there might be a team out there saying, I don't know. No, just can't. $20 million? Yeah, I'd pay him $20 million to be a quarterback for us. I would. And then you know what? You could say he'll win us a few games and we'll try to do something else in the playoffs. But he just has problems. He just can't throw a football. And it's really alarming right now that at this stage in his career, at this juncture, he can't throw a football. I figured 4 years in, he's going to get better. And I thought he was turning the corner last week, but I was severely wrong. I was sadly mistaken. This kid's got trouble written all over his ball he throws. He can throw two routes, the seam route and the deep ball. I can throw them at 53 years old. He's just not good. And I think the Ravens are starting to open their eyes up because if they pay him the money he wants, like, are you going to pay him Josh Allen money? Are you fucking kidding me? Josh Allen can win games with his arms. This kid can't. You can't do it. You can't do it. And there's no way I think his mom's agent is going to accept anything less than, $40 million? There's no way you pay that guy. No fucking way. So the Ravens, and I'll tell you, their backup now is intriguing. Their backup throws a good ball. He can move around. And I actually think he throws a better ball than Lamar. So if you're the Ravens right now, you got a list of problems and a whole lot of time to solve them not a lot of time to solve them because Lamar Jackson, you are 5-2, but you played terrible competition, which it doesn't matter. You're still 5-2 in good shape. But you got a contract problem down the road. There's a reason the Ravens haven't signed him yet. I think they realize that, hey, we got to make a move here. We got to walk away. Hey, James Gang, Joe Walsh and Company, Ginger Baker, Jack Bruce, walk away. They have to. They just have to. You cannot justify signing this guy to big money when he can't win a game with his arm. And apparently today he couldn't win it with his feet either because they needed the first down. He couldn't get it. And the Ravens team, they just quit. They got out physicalized, and it was embarrassing. This game reminded me of what the Cleveland Browns and Freddie Kitchens' year did to the Baltimore Ravens. It was 10-7 at halftime. The Browns were up. And they came out in the second half and humiliated them. And Mayfield had 341 yards passing. I think Burrow had 400. And they humiliated Baltimore and beat the shit out of them just like the Bengals did. But next week, the following week, Cleveland went to San Francisco on Monday Night Football and shit the bed like Lamar. The Bengals won't have that problem because they got the New York Jets next week at home. The Bengals have a lot of winnable games on their schedule. And it looks like they're going to be a playoff team this year. And no one thought that. But I knew going into this game, and I even said it, they're going to destroy Baltimore. Because I knew Baltimore wasn't as good as a record. And I knew that Joe Burrow was 10 times the quarterback that Lamar Jackson is. So I knew this was going to happen. Did I see the Bengals being this good this year? I know I didn't think their defense. I thought their offense would be good. I really did, but I did not see their defense being as good as it is. Their defense is good. Now, granted, I want to let people realize that they played against a guy that can't throw a football. When you're going to play against a team that has a quarterback that can throw a football, the results should be drastically different. I mean, this was an easy game for the Bengals because, I mean, let's call a spade a spade. They were going against a one-dimensional team, a team that had no business being on the same field with them, quarterback rule. Lamar Jackson's not quarterback-ill. He can't throw a football, and this made the defensive task for the Bengals much easier. And they rubbed the Baltimore Ravens' nose in it and embarrassed them. Now, I think late in the season when they face them again, it could be a different outcome, but we won't know that. But anyway, you can't sign Lamar Jackson. You just can't. You're committing general manager suicide, and you're destroying your team's chance of ever winning a playoff game if you do. And that's a fact.